Hello friends and my dear students, as today we are going to start our new topic of manufacturing processes in the fourth semester of Rajasthan Technical University curriculum, in which we are going to discuss building, which is a manufacturing process or conventional manufacturing process. So let's see what is the building definition. Basically, building is a process by which two materials, usually metals, in most of the cases it is metals, are permanently joined together by coalescence, okay, which is induced by a combination of temperature, pressure and metallurgical conditions. Means you are producing coalescence or a particular temperature, pressure and metallurgical conditions, so that two materials, in most of the cases it is metals, should be joined permanently. Okay, so those conditions will fix those metals together. The particular combination of these variables can be ranged from high temperature with no pressure to the high pressure with no increase in temperature. Means either there is no effect of temperature, only pressure will be there, or there is no pressure, only temperature will be there, or in between of these two conditions. So the particular combination can change accordingly. Okay, building is basically positive response, while machining is a negative process. Forming and casting are zero process. Means why machining is negative process? Because in the machining you are removing some material, so that's why your manufacturing yield will be very low comparative to the welding and forming and casting. Okay, while why welding is called as positive process? Because you are adding the content or you are adding the material. Okay, now what are the requirement for a high quality building? A source of satisfactory heat or pressure, a means of protecting or cleaning the metal, caution to avoid or compensate for harmful metallurgical effect. These are the requirement for a high quality building. Okay, means you should need a source of satisfactory heat and pressure. Means there should be a source from where you can supply the heat or temperature or a pressure as per the requirement of your building process or metals. A means for protecting and cleaning the metal. Means there should be a provision for protecting and cleaning of the metals. Caution to avoid and compensate for harm in metallurgical. Means there should be precautionary measures should be taken care. Okay, now jump to the classification. Most of your university exam, it is asked to classify the building processes. So building processes are classified into these categories, which are oxy-fuel gas building OFW, arc building, resistance building and solid state building, in which friction building, ultrasonic building and force building etc. will come. What are those unique processes? These are the classifications. Oxy-fuel, this is also called oxy-acetylene gas building, arc building, resistance building, solid state building. These are the classification. Now there are few unique processes which do not come under any category, but not comes under a specific category, I will say. These are some unique characteristics in their process. Thermit building, which is mostly used in your railways, means joining of rails. Laser beam building, electroslag building, flash building, induction building and electron beam building. Okay, now what is this buildability or fabrication process we'll talk about? The buildability of a material will depend on specific building and joining process. Means whatever building or joining process you are considering, all the buildability of material will depends on that. For resistance building of consistent quality, it is usually necessary to remove the oxide immediately before building. Means for resistance building, all the oxide from the materials you are going to join, that should be removed. Next is fabrication buildability test is used to determine mechanical properties required for satisfactory performance of builded joints. Means you have to perform the buildability test first, so that you can determine what are the mechanical properties are required in this welded joints. The correct sequence of given materials in the ascending order of buildability, means in which weldability is very low to high. Aluminum is very less buildable, okay, means weldability of aluminum is very poor compared to a copper, cast iron and mild steel. For the mild steel it is very high, means weldability is very high in the mild steel. Let's talk about different materials or metals one by one. First is case of aluminum. The casting coating on aluminum alloys causes some difficulty in relation to its buildability. It also has high thermal conductivity. A very short temperature ranges from liquidus and solidus. When liquid, its viscosity is very low. Means viscosity of this material of aluminum is very low. Aluminum is very poor absorber of laser light. That's why whenever you are doing the welding process, it may reflect, means you are not able to build properly. Okay. During fusion building, aluminum would create some oxidizing agents. Okay, so it will readily, special fluxes are used or protective inert gases should be used to employ this to build this aluminum. Friction building and TIG welding is good for the aluminum. Okay, these are the two processes of building which are preferred for the aluminum. For aluminum arc build, for aluminum AC current plus high frequency must be used, means for aluminum AC current must always be used instead of DC, and high frequency should be maintained. Now moving toward the case of cast iron. Cast iron is very difficult to weld because of its high carbon content, means carbon content is very high and this is very less ductile. Massive carbon deposit have a tendency to form in the area of adjacent to the weld. A high carbon martensite tends to form in the heat affected zone. So basically cast iron can be joined by oxyacetylene brazing process and as well as shielded metal arc welding stick process. Okay, in some cases preheating or post heating are required for the cast iron. In the case of cast iron, you have to do the preheating of the cast iron or post heating, that is required during the building. Okay, and the preferred processes are oxyacetylene brazing as well as shielded metal arc welding process. Now the next metal is stainless steel. Okay, let's talk. So stainless steel is a difficult metal to build because it contains nickel and chromium inside this. Means in the composition, if you will see the composition of this, there is a few percentage of nickel and few percentage of chromium. Depends on the quality or characteristics of which kind of stainless steel you are going to use. The best method for welding stainless steel is TIG welding. Okay, TIG welding is preferred for welding of stainless steel. The electric arc is also preferred for the welding of stainless steel. A heavily coated welding rod which produce a shielded arc, means whenever you are preferring the electrode, that should be coated and so that it should produce the shielded arc. You must do a better job of pre-cleaning, means pre-cleaning of the work should be done. Using the low current setting with a faster travel speed is important, means current setting should be at low and your speed should be faster, so that you should get a high quality of building work. Okay, and it will reduce the carbide precipitation. Okay, the ferritic stainless steel are generally less buildable than the austenitic. Okay, so you have to prefer this austenitic characteristic of stainless steel whenever you are doing the building jobs. Build of ferritic stainless steel can be autogenously, means without addition of filler material, or with austenitic stainless steel using a high nickel filler alloy. These are some precautions, these are few tips which you have to follow whenever you are doing the welds of ferritic stainless steel. Building processes. Preferred building process for the stainless steels are TIG, MIG, stainless steel, TIG, MIG and shielded metal arc welding and plasma arc welding. So these are few classification I have discussed, means these are few tips for specific materials. If you are doing the building of stainless steel, if you are doing the building of cast iron or aluminum, then which kind of process you have to prefer, means which kind of building process is preferred for building such metals. Okay, and what are the other phenomena or characteristics while welding those metals, specific those metals. So you have to consider these points. I'm stopping here. Thank you for your patience hearing. Till that time, do subscribe this YouTube channel of Engineering College Banswara for more such content in different branches of engineering like computer science, electrical, mechanical and civil engineering. Thank you so much.